Alright. Welcome, everyone. We are already on week 21 of the Last Play 2 online series. So, with me on commentary today is Hey What's Cooking, better known as the Samo Camo.
Howdy.
Alright. So, it looks like most of you have checked in already. But last call for that as we want to read off the rules. Alright. So, right off the bat, the tournament will be held in Fightgate, and as such, please enter with the username enter with the same username as your Fightcade username or something incredibly similar. If any discrepancy between the two is causing confusion, you risk disqualification. Kuryu is banned due to SNK boss syndrome. Bleed's Antetsu JAC glitch is banned. This is due to the fact that it leads to a bunch of really free block infinites and it's just generally very broken on some already very strong characters. Intentionally crashing or soft locking the game is banned for pretty obvious reasons. Inserting coins after the round starts is banned. This is because it will drop frames on the machine, and that is, again, quite obviously a problem because it will script a lot of combos and setups. Loops are limited to 2 repetitions per combo. I know a lot of you have been asking about Okaide chains, and for now, just don't. TLDR, just don't jump more than twice mid combo with Okaide, and you should be fine. On macros, turbos, etc., outside of the official Fightcade macros, if your net is deemed unplayable, you will be disqualified. And this includes any desyncs you cause due to playing on AES BIOS. So please make sure you're on the right system. The format is best of 3 rounds per game, timer set to normal, all caps at default values, and all meters unmasked. There's no real way to change these without causing desyncs, so don't worry about it. Matches are best of 3 until finals, and once you reach winners, losers, and grand finals, matches are best of 5. Oh yeah, don't watch the stream during your match. That's going to cause issues. Please wait for a match to be called on stream before playing. Playing ahead without permission will result in the match being reset or potentially disqualification. Failure to arrive within 10 minutes of your match will result in disqualification, and please remember check in 1 hour before the tournament starts, which it seems like most of you have, and if not, you will be disqualified very shortly. So let's call on that while I start up the tournament. Also, just a quality of life thing. Can you, for the sake of the stream, can you guys stay on the win screens for a little bit after the match? Otherwise, it causes the Fightcade client or Fightcade spectator clients to act weird, usually with crashes, and that's no fun. Alright, shuffling the seeds, processing check-ins. And the tournament is officially underway. Everyone, please refresh your brackets to see your new matches. Looks like we'll be watching everyone besides losers round 1. So let's just go ahead and start with Lichmassacre versus Arcanox 98. Please play your match. I forgot to pull up Fightcade. How careless of me.
Oh, dude, we've got the 2 Yukis on the stream now. That's pretty nice.
Alright. They're in.
Arcanox is a pretty sweet Moria, I gotta admit, man.
Alright. So we've got Lichmassacre on P. Kaide and Arcanox on Speed Moria. This is typically a pretty brutal matchup for Kaide just because Moria can punish all of his pokes really safely. But who doesn't that apply to? The big thing, though, is that he can have a bit of difficulty punishing Kaide 5A specifically, and that has some really strong empty cancels in the form of both Kaide's Fireball and DP. So you can throw that out relatively safely, which not a lot of characters are able to do against Moria. They're both in desperation here now. Good anti-air from Arnox, and Lichmassacre gets a raw 5B into a 2-3-6 to close out the round. Anything to say on this matchup, Samo?
It's in Moria's favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot of it's going to depend, I think, on how well Cade player's going to be able to block that 2A. Yeah, the 2A, was it 3A? That can be pretty brutal if you don't know how to deal with it.
Alright, moving to the last round of the game. Both players have meter on deck. Ooh! Arcanox teleporting into a raw Tatsu from Lich. Arcanox getting a pretty solid punish afterwards, though. I'm not seeing any loops, but this is US to Chile, so this is probably one of the roughest matchups we could physically have in this lineup, unfortunately. Alright, Lichmassacre going for an SDM out of panic, but that is not a very good idea against Moria. Moria can punish both of Kaide's projectile supers very easily. So you do not want to throw those out, even if it'll chip him. Alright, good air fireball from Lichmassacre right off the bat. Arcanox baiting a jump in with a teleport, though, getting the punch afterwards. Trying for some loops, but drops it.
There it is.
Alright, gets the DP. No real Oki, but Arcanox caught pushing buttons on Wake Up. Lichmassacre fishing for command grabs at half screen. Probably misinput. But Arcanox is going to close this out with a Fandango. Alright, Lichmassacre leaves himself unsafe with 2 and 4B, and Arcanox punishes accordingly. Lichmassacre trying to open up Arcanox with some lows. Technically gets it, but Kaide's lows don't really lead to anything. Which is one of his bigger weaknesses. And a jump in from Arcanox will close it. Taking the
Nice
set.
2C link.
Alright. Up next we have Daniel James versus Ardon Infinito. Please play your match.
Dan said he was going to be playing Yuki this tournament.
That should be interesting. Alright, they should be getting on pretty shortly here. Maybe. They're in the lobby, they're just not playing yet. So, who does Ardon play? Was he
I don't know.
rocking
I got no clue.
Kaide last time, or was it Hibiki? I remember it was a basic character of some kind.
You think Kabiki's basic?
I think Hibiki is absolutely one of the basic characters that all the new players gravitate towards. I don't know if he is new, but I know he was playing a simple character.
There they go.
And instant guru meditation. That's not a good sign. Alright, I'll try it again.
I think
Okay.
SDM lets you get away with calling Hibiki an advanced character. I'll say it.
I mean, there's definitely a line between skill floor and skill ceiling.
Yeah, her skill floor is below
It
the
is
floor.
on the bottom. You literally just need to learn a speed chain, and you're set.
4A, 4A, 5A.
Alright, anyways, we've got Ardon Infinito versus Daniel James. We've got P. Hibiki versus P. Yuki. I don't really know anything about this matchup, but I'd imagine it's in Hibiki's favor. Although, that Fireball is likely a very valuable asset for Yuki, because Hibiki does generally struggle against projectiles that you can't jump over. And that's one of Yuki's few redeeming qualities, that her Fireball is actually really fucking good. It's just Fireballs in general aren't that great in this game.
Oh, SDM.
Raw SDM, Ardon trying to deflect from way too far away, gets caught as a result. The reason why Hibiki tends to struggle with fireballs is because a lot of her... we got another Guru Meditation. I don't think we're going to be able to spectate this one. Oh, I think they crashed on their end. Damn.
Oh, really?
Nope, never mind. But yeah, Hibiki doesn't really have any clean answer to fireballs. The best you've got is JB, but the angle that, like, say, Yuki or Kajiro fireballs force her to jump at make it really, really little.
I think depending on the fireball, you can 2-3-6A.
Yeah,
like
that's
with
why
Untitled.
that's why I specified, higher fireballs, because they'll often still catch Hibiki. Oh yeah, just backdash against the zoner. What could go wrong? But yeah, the other big thing is that Hibiki's buttons take forever to whiff, so oftentimes just throwing out pokes will end up getting counter-poked by even a late fireball. Alright, Ardon just trying to play passively here, looking for an opening. Gets a JB in, but Daniel blocks it, and follow up, no punish though. But gets the throw after. Alright, Daniel with a good frame trap there. Gets the command throw. Pretty basic stuff here, but Daniel really fishing for these command throws. Goes for an unblockable, but Ardon jumping out of it.
Is that an actual grab, or is it like a hit grab?
I'm pretty sure it's a true command grab. I don't know. All I know is that it leaves some weird shenanigans on hit. Like, no one uses the thing. Though, to be fair, like, no one plays Yuki in the first place.
Yeah.
Hibiki's
Like,
dodge does not have true projectile invulnerability, so it's not really that good unless, like, maybe against specifically Kaide. Anyways,
was that it?
yeah. Up
Oh,
next we
wow.
have Lightspeed Lucas versus Arcanox 98.
Thought that was only one game.
Alright, they're in.
Chile to Brazil should be pretty good.
Should be. Alright, we have Okaide versus Moria. I know Lucas has been grinding out his Okaide quite a bit, but it's not going to mean much in the face of Moria since his buttons take forever to whiff and generally have worse not hurtboxes, but hitboxes than base Kaide does. So, oftentimes, even if you call out a teleport correctly, you'll still get slapped as a result. Because Moria can actually space around the majority of Okaide's normals just fine. And as shown here, Moria's high damage output doesn't give Okaide enough opportunities to actually start fishing for his deeper set. Oh my god! Ballsy round start dashing, but drops the conversion. Alright, trying to fish for some chains here, but the problem with Okaide is that his lows are just terrible, so there's no real reason to try and block low against him unless you're trying to fuzzy block to get some less, to reduce the block stun you take from his other normals to make them punishable. Which, admittedly, that's one thing Okaide does have going for him, because the threat of getting hit by a JC is just way too much to justify doing that in most cases unless you have a read. Ooh, a good deflect from Arcanox. Goes for the follow-up. Doesn't get the full conversion, but resets with an overhead anyways. Spelux making good use of this JC. Gets JB into take throw, and takes the round.
Raw super.
Alright, some good jump-ins from Lucas here. Arcanox really putting on the pressure, managing to get quite a few openings. It's the Rekka. Lucas is now in desperation. He's got free supers now, and that's a pretty scary super to get hit by. But Arcanox managing to land a raw Fandango from like half screen, taking the game.
It caught him right when he landed from the jump. That's brutal.
Yeah, that might have been an actual trip guard. Anyways, Lucas going Hibiki now.
It's probably a better matchup.
I don't know. Like, to be fair, Hibiki's buttons take way longer to whiff than Okaide, and that's just enough for Moria to start reacting to them. Which can be quite problematic, but I suppose the 5B covering both teleports and jump-ins is pretty huge, so Moria has to mix up his tempo rather than his actual approach. Ooh, Lightspeed Lucas with a raw super.
He's gonna
Fishing
do
for
it
another
again.
one, I can see it. But I guess the deflect.
He's gonna do it again.
Just teleport. Lucas not holding back. Alright, good block, gets the punish. No follow-up. Or, no super, I should say.
That's really tricky to block.
Yeah, Moria pressure looks really simple, but it's without the teleports. But even without the teleports, it's very deceptively strong. And Lucas caught whiffing a 2B on Meaty, and Arkanox ends up... Oh no, that might have crashed.
Crashed the game.
Well... They're still in.
2A canceled the crash.
Oh, nope, they crashed on their end.
That stinks.
Are either of you on AES? Because if so, that would be a forfeit. Lucas is on MVS. I don't know, maybe that was just a legitimate crash. Okay, well.
It's a good start.
I mean, it crashed just as the round ended. Do we just play one round? No, they would have meter. Yeah, you just gotta replay.
Well, it's 1-0 in Arkanox's favor, right?
Yeah, it's still currently 1-0. Steam spectator lobbies, get on it, people.
It's email Code Mystics every day.
Alright, anyways, they switched sides, but... I'll just be getting right back into this. It did crash in the end. It's just we can't really count it because it was to neither player's fault. Oh my god! I'm sitting here trying to fix the scoreboard, and Lucas is just... and takes it with a single pixel. Alright, well, Lucas takes that one in quite stylish fashion. Gets deflect. Only opts for 5B. Good super conversion from Arkanox, and... yeah, you can't really tech chase Hibiki with cross-unders. That JB is way too good at covering that. And Lightspeed Lucas closes it with a... oh, nope. Watching the wrong health bars. Arkanox closes it with a stray 5A.
We're back to 1-1. This is where we left off.
Alright, good conversion from Lucas, but no super. Lucas going for a lot of MP hops here. I wonder if he's... that would make sense. I wonder what he's doing. Clearly got something in mind. Arkanox playing a bit more passively here. Finally gets a hit. That's time for the tech chase. Gets caught with a JB, and it's now Lucas' turn, but manages to teleport out and take it with a super confirm. Not quite, actually. Alright, good deflect. Max could chip out with the super at this point, but ends it with 5A
Nice.
and 2A.
Very close.
Very close.
Hibiki Superman, good grief.
It's a really good move. Alright, up next we have Playball versus Sakurako. Please play your match. And just a reminder, we're not going to be streaming losers round 1. Alright. Just gotta wait for them to get in. So we've probably got a Hibiki mirror on our hands. Let's see how this pans out.
EX Hibiki, I'd like to see that.
Alright, we have Sakurako on Hibiki. Playball
Is that
over
okay?
on Kaide.
Or just regular kick.
Alright. Sakurako hitting Washizuka. What? Anyways. Good deflect from Playball right there. Yeah, don't get predictable with your Kaide 4As on block, as they're fake as hell. The only reason they work is because they're so fast that the opponent can't really react to it. Ooh, good throw from Playball right there. So this matchup is pretty much what you'd expect. A lot of footsies, and the big thing is that Kaide can shut down a lot of Hibiki's tech chase options just through JC and J236B. Because Hibiki doesn't really have a lot of ways to quickly cross under with the angles she launches at. So most of the time she's just going to have to 5B you directly beneath you, which is covered by... Oh! Sakurako already takes it. But like I was saying, that's actually beaten directly by Kaide's JC. And J236B will beat out or trade very favorably with everything Hibiki can do that doesn't cross you under. Which again, those options are very committal, even compared to Kaide's Air Fireball. But Playball now going on to Kagami.
I don't think I've seen him play Kagami before.
I don't think so either. Let's see how this pans out. Alright, dive kick into DP. Kagami tends to struggle with characters that can deal with both his stick throws and dive kicks consistently. And Hibiki can pretty easily cover his jump-ins, but she has a really hard time dealing with his stick throws because her buttons are relatively slow and very punishable, which Kagami can easily abuse by his very high damage output. Okay, good tick throw from Playball right there. Goes for DM, holds it, and Sakurako fails to punish as a result. Just the air-to-air dive kick afterwards. You have anything to say on this matchup, my dude?
Kagami air normals are going to be huge. The jumping B and the jumping A are tough for Hibiki to deal with, I think. Outside of 5B, and 5B I don't think can get away with beating out the JB, to my knowledge. Yeah, see, there we go. Yeah, Kagami apparently
he'll take
beats
that
it out.
trade. I guess it is a lot easier to beat out Hibiki with in the air with Power Kagami, because you can actually trade with 5B very favorably, which not a lot of characters can say. The dive kick is still a bit difficult to land, though, that much I know.
Oh, nice link. Holy cow.
Alright, Playball just full on kabunga there. Makes it work.
Isn't that one link, am I wrong here? The 2C into 5A? Maybe I'm nuts.
I think he did it on block. I don't know. Oh shit, there it is.
Look at that, man. Jeez.
We got the 1 frames.
Got the 1 frames versus Sakurako, dude. Holy cow. Can barely 236 against him.
Alright.
It's a clean Kagami for never having seen it before.
Yeah. Alright, up next we have Hawksnorf versus Daniel Games. Please play your match. Alright. So I have no idea who Hawksnorf plays.
Akari, maybe? I don't know.
That would sound up their alley. Anyway, this isn't their main game, so we could have literally anyone.
Do we know what their main game is?
I don't know if they have one, honestly.
Dude said he was in a Tetris tournament, which, mad respect to Tetris players. It ain't easy.
Alright, names are backwards, but yes, she is on Akari.
Oh, there it goes.
Alright. So what do you have to say on this matchup?
Game's not wanting to load for me. Is it P-Akari or Speed Akari?
Power Akari versus Power Juzo.
Power Juzo?
Yes.
Oh, Juzo wins it, I think.
Really?
I'm maybe a little bit biased. But yeah, I would say Juzo with the bat. If he covers, like, he can't raw bat because they can 2-8. But if like cover their wake up and normals and stuff, and just put it where places they can't 2-8, then it's fine. And the 2A against Akari 2A, you can just block. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, wake up flash kick from Hawksnorf. Confirms the super.
Nice cancel. I can never get to that, man.
Empty hop low. Hawksnorf now has life lead and closes it with a 4A against the armor dash. Akari is a very solid character. She's far from a meme.
It's mid-tier. Upper mid-tier, I think.
I've heard a lot of argument for her being low to mid A, but she's certainly not a joke character. At least not beyond conceptually.
Cade's a joke character. That's what I think.
Anyways, Huxnorf takes it. Alright, Daniel going Yuki now. The hurt box extension on Yuki JB really showing there. Just straight up losing to the fireball. Alright, bad DP. Huxnorf capitalizing on it very well. Gets the meaty 5A, doesn't do anything with it. And a teleport of all things closes it. I think that trip guarded Daniel. Alright, Daniel getting the jump in. Baiting and punishing the dive kick. Huxnorf already taking a surprising amount of damage.
Just doing the B&B of jump B, 5B, 236.
This is why I consider Yuki to have a low skill floor, you see. By surprising amount of damage, I mean by Yuki standards, for the record. Oh, Daniel put Huxnorf in desperation. This could start hurting. He's got some baits in mind. Huxnorf just trying to jump into the super. Doesn't work like that. And a DP
Nice
from Daniel will close it. Yeah, Yuki's DP is incredibly slow, but the hitbox on it is actually really good.
It's got good damage, too.
Yeah. It's not a great DP, but if you've got a read, it's a really solid way to keep the opponent out of the air. Because virtually nothing can contest him head on. Alright, dash up 5B into Fireball.
Nice TP.
Alright. Huxnorf trying to play a full screen without life lead. Daniel not holding back. Not sure about the decision. And there
It's a
it is.
nasty frame trip.
Alright, 60 from Huxnorf, but Daniel was trying to jump, so it didn't really lead to anything. Do you know how Yuki works? 'Cause
I have played Yuki maybe twice.
okay,
I don't know their moves.
so we can't really have insightful commentary over Daniel's matches, it seems.
I know they have the DP and the fireball, and like the little thing that reflects the fireballs.
Yeah, the reflector is also a counter, but the counter hitbox doesn't actually cover her feet, so a lot of things will still hit it. Huxnorf apparently just gives up and taunts to close the round. Yeah, Yuki is a character, that's all we got.
She's got a spear.
I know SDM can be deflected, which is weird. Anyways, up next we have Clocks 3 versus the Samo Camo. Please play your match.
Oh, that's me. Nice. Claw's
Good
pretty
luck, my
good
dude.
too.
Kagami's actual game plan is really simple. It's just he's got some really tight links that are pretty necessary in power, and he's got some pretty difficult links in speed or EX if you want to play him optimally. There's a lot of nuance just because he's a dive kick character, but yeah, conceptually his game plan is pretty simple. It's basically just glorified strike throw pressure and very big buttons. And Drac has revealed how to escape Yuki's SDM for free, and now Daniel refuses to play Yuki for the rest of the tournament. Anyways,
I
there's
don't know.
two
It's
more.
not one to load. I've sent, and I think he's accepted. And then he sent me back, and oh no, there we go. There's our window.
Well, I'm not seeing you two playing in the lobby.
Yeah, he's restarting.
Alright. Well,
I want to say I played against him like a couple of weeks ago. I don't know what's going on.
he might be on a different setup or something.
Could be.
I don't know. You guys can try to direct up next. We won't be able to spectate it, but
Oh, we got our connecting the server box.
Clocks isn't getting it.
This is a shame. Let me try restarting, I guess.
Well, guess we can't really do much more than fantasize about the possibility of a replay browser in Steam.
That would be very nice.
Yeah, we don't even need proper spectator lobbies, just being able to record the inputs and then share them, that would be enough. We don't necessarily need a live feed. The problem, though, is it's a lot more of a strain on a lot of players' connections to stream a 60 FPS video than it is to just relay inputs a second time. Alright, they seem to be having some issues, so
Got my connecting the server box yet again, but it's not wanting to move any further.
alright, well, you guys figure that out. I'm gonna move on to Arknox versus Playball. Please player match.
Nice. Oh, hey, we're in.
Oh, can you just hold up on that?
Yeah.
Alright, they're in. Alright, we have Playball on Power Akari and Arkanox on Speed Moria. Alright, Playball throwing out some risky fireballs right off the bat. I say risky fireballs because it's Moria, and every fireball is inherently risky thanks to his teleport. Alright, good punch from Playball there. But Arkanox getting the cross-up. Just the anti-air. Playball teleports away. Does Arkanox know how to punish? He does! Doesn't get a full combo, though. Playball just sitting here mashing JB in 2A. Seems to be working out for him. Gets a tick throw. Catches Arkanox with a delayed fireball. Akari teleport is not a good move at all, but goddamn if it isn't funny. Alright, Playball getting the jump in. Arkanox punishing the block screen afterwards, though. Playball with the double overhead into low into command grab. Not really fishing for any confirms here, just trying to keep his pressure as unpredictable as possible. Arkanox finally jumps out, though. But tries a low deflect, and Arkanox gets it. Or Playball gets it. Alright, round start teleport from Playball. Punish ball and hit. Arkanox capitalizes on it, but doesn't convert to a full combo. Gets the wall bounce. Tries to set up a meaty fireball. Doesn't get it. Yeah, that's actually a really dirty setup, because if you decide to ground tech after that, the fireball hits you, and then Akari is able to set up way more bullshit on reaction. It looks simple, but it's actually pretty devious. Alright, some 2As. Arkanox just trying to teleport out of pressure here. Not really trying to engage Playball, but gets a jump in, drops the conversion, and Playball closes it with run-up throw. Now on match point. Alright, some good errors from Arkanox here. But still ultimately getting poked out by Akari's normals, which trade very favorably with pretty much all of Moria's stuff, which is definitely a boon Akari has in this matchup. Between the two-frame jabs, stopping a lot of Moria's fake teleport nonsense, and just the fact that she's able to consistently contest his normals, it can be kind of difficult for him to find an opening. And a raw Fandango, Playball failing to punish. And Playball catches the teleport with a 6B, taking the set.
Such a killer normal. 5B canceled on the fireballs. Very nice. Especially on speed. Alright.
Alright. So next
Let's see if we can connect.
Clocks versus Samo.
As soon as he accepts, I'll get that loaded on up.
Daniel's
Hey,
mad that
there we
people
are.
are revealing his gimmicks in the Twitch chat still. This is most amusing.
Oh, we've got our connecting the server box. That's a good start.
Well, oh, nope, they're in.
Aha, nice. We did it.
We're in, boys.
All it took was 10 attempts.
Alright, we've got Santetsu Mikuro. Fortunately, the names are in the right spot, so I can start commentating, because this is a very fast matchup. Basically, first hit wins, because both these characters have absurd damage output and incredible Oki. Oh, and Samo just installing invisibility to mess with clocks a little bit here. Alright. Samo fishing for some pretty risky jump-ins here. Clocks punishing accordingly. Goes for dive kick, gets punished. Just getting caught with all the stagger pressure from Clocks. Samo's pushing way too many buttons as he lands. Alright, pretty risky anti-air from Clocks, but leaves himself, but isn't punished due to the Samo throwing out kunais and gets the super. I'm just gonna perish that thought. Okay, good dive kick from Clocks here. Goes for another double overhead. Samo with the awareness to block it. Ooh, very good awareness from Samo Camo right there. Realizing that 6C was punishable in that context. Alright, gets the sweep. Doesn't go for Oki. Clock's just trying to throw out something to get a hit. Samo not biting. And a deflect into Zuinjin will take it. Alright, good chain from Samo right there. So one of the big things in this matchup is that both these characters have a hard time crossing each other up, which is a pretty major part of a lot of their pressure. Because it's all fake due to their really fast jabs and the fact that said jabs are safe. And also lead to really good damage, way more so than a cross-up would ever grant the opponent. Ooh, good guard cancel from Clocks there. And takes it with an OTG. Yeah, like, you don't even want to block Mikuro 4A, because his turn never ends if you do. Alright, good deflect. Gets the conversion. Goes for JB, but Samo's spacing himself correctly to not get crossed up. Good bait from Samo right there. Demonstrating some more patience in the last game, and it's paying off. Gets the anti-air. And gets the punish. Alright, some good chases from Kloss here. We're not seeing a whole lot of true confirms here. These players are both playing very consistently in the air, which isn't a bad idea because both these characters have very strong special movement options when they are in the air. And since their damage output can both easily hit 180... Ooh, good conversion from Clocks there, barely killing. But since both these characters can easily hit 180 on the ground, ideally you just want to avoid getting hit there, and one of the best ways to do that is just stay in the air where their conversions are naturally going to be weaker, so you're going to see a lot of tech chases, which can ultimately hurt more. But it is certainly a viable strategy to try and escape from them. Ooh, and Samo with a chip out, dirty, takes game 2. Yeah, Samo's been super consistent with these guard cancels. They're very intelligent about when he decides to use them, which is something that's very strong to learn how to do with Zantetsu in particular, because he builds meters so quickly. And in power, his supers aren't really that great, so the opportunity cost is very low, especially when you consider that Zantetsu can easily hit the damage cap without meter. Yeah. GC and OTG will just straight up do more damage than his super in most cases. And Samo barely closing it with a 2C conversion there. Installs invisibility, clocks a little too late on the punish. Now has to deal with Samo Camo's ambiguous mixes. Manages to block them. But Samo gets dive kick afterwards, and kunais are gonna hurt. Ooh! Good link from Samo. Gets the kill as a result. And takes the set. Also, there were like 3 other spectators in that match. Please do not spectate the matches on Fightcade. It causes lag. Well, can if there are enough players, but it's just bad practice. Please just stick to the stream if possible. But anyways, moving on.
It's a good match.
Yeah. Sakurako and Moro, please, and Ardon do Infinito, please play your match. I'm not watching losers round 1. Up next we have Daniel Games versus the Samo Camo.
Oh, me again. Nice.
Because we have nothing else lined up. Alright.
I don't know why it's not sending.
Sounds like it might be your end. Try restarting Fightcade.
Yeah, I restarted. We'll see how it goes. I was doing fine yesterday, and this morning I even had a match, and that had no issues connecting in. So I don't know what's going on.
Well, Alright, well, there's not really a whole lot we can do here.
Discuss. Oh, there's my box. We can discuss the. And there's the match. Nice. Discuss the Yuki versus Zantetsu matchup.
Of course you would pick San.
I'm not gonna pick San versus Yuki, dude. That's nasty.
Alright. Well, it looks like we've got Speed Koji versus EX Shigen. And I do know that Samo is quite thoroughly convinced that EX Shigen is optimal. Don't exactly remember why, but it should definitely be viable in the Kojiro matchup because Kojiro's jabs have enough range and disjoint to contest a lot of power Shigen's strike throw pressure, which speed chains help alleviate quite a bit. And because of Kojiro's low damage output, the penalty for EX really isn't that great, especially when you consider that it allows Shigen to kill in 2 hits as opposed to Speed where he would need 3. Alright, gets the OTG. And baits the super. Alright, some good air dares from Samo right now. Shigen JC is a very strong jump in. Actually has some very noticeable air to ground disjoint, which is not especially common in this game. And Samo closing with a perfect. Yeah, Koji can't really play too defensively in that matchup because she has a really hard time contesting Shigen's jump-ins without committal 6 BC. But Daniel's switching off to Hibiki now. Samo still rolling in and getting some pretty solid conversions off these jabs. Catching Daniel pushing a lot of buttons. Leave himself punchable. Daniel opting to throw him in the corner rather than going for a traditional punish. Or damaging punish, I should say. And Samo closes it with another 4A conversion. Alright. Samo drops the OTG. Gives Daniel an opportunity, but Daniel does not quite capitalize on it. Now in desperation though, and that could kind of hurt if Samo leaves himself minus at pretty much any range. Daniel's gonna get a whopping 50% thanks to the EX penalty, but Samo nonetheless keeping up the pressure and Daniel unable to keep up with it as a result.
Alright, so EX. If you go into the match expecting to be hit, speed's better. If you go into it with the mindset of, I'm not going to take any damage, EX is better. Just don't get hit.
Anyways, up next we've got Hawks North versus Clocks 3, Police Player match. Hawks North is not on Fightcade.
It's got that Tetris going on, probably.
Alright, well, they were just pinged on Discord, so yeah, EX Shigen is good for the same reason that Yuki Zantetsu is low-key a 2-8. Because the trick is that if you just don't get hit, they can't do damage to you. And that's a very, very heavy limitation. So
I mean,
you just abuse the
Shigen,
hell out of that.
Shigen's got the high health to kind of counteract the EX damage.
Yeah, that much I'll give you. He'll a lot of B&Bs will still 3-shot him rather than 2-shot him. And Kajira's in particular Kajiro still has to win neutral like 4 times. It's not that is just not a very fun situation for Koji to be in.
I will say though, I don't pick EX characters against Juzo or Amano because those supers do like 90%.
Yeah, it's just absurd. Doesn't really help with the way the chip of Amano's super scales, so often you'll get cheesed out of rounds just by blocking. Although I guess if you have meter, you can card cancel, but the meter build penalty from EX is certainly noticeable.
Yeah, it hurts.
Anyways, where is everybody?
I don't know.
Why are people not playing their matches? This is...
Has the Sakurako match already taken place, or is that
that
are
should
we still waiting on
have
that?
just finished.
Oh, nice.
Alright, so the winner of that, please play Lightspeed Lucas. Nope, they crashed.
Oh, that's a shame.
Okay, when did we ping him? We pinged him at 108. So at 118 we can officially DQ him. Well,
You want to talk about all of P. Shigen's matchups? Because I know I do.
I know Kaide P. Shigen is fun when I actually get a turn.
Yeah.
Real talk though, just Kaide's so much fun against the big bodies, just because his instant overhead actually becomes legitimately worthwhile. And I would count Setsuna as a big body because pretty much all the stuff that starts working against Shigen and Juzo works against Sets as well.
No idea.
Yeah, there's a pretty significant difference between... There's a pretty significant gap between Setsuna and Juzo, but there's also a pretty significant gap between him and the next smallest character. And he's just big enough, especially when crouching, for a lot of stuff to start working.
Do you actually get stuff off instant overhead with Cade?
You can cancel into his air fireball, and depending on the timing for that, it can frame trap, you can make it somewhat safe, you can make it difficult to guard cancel, you can just not go for the fireball in the first place to throw off the opponent's rhythm. Because the big thing is that the timing to punish the fireball in that context changes drastically. And you can't really option select it because Kaide can also decide when to throw the fireball and hit you as a result. His advantage after that is really good because you're forced to take a soft knockdown as Kaide is crossing you up, which enables him to get some really damaging tech chases or just go for a really strong, relatively strong meaty on reaction. He doesn't really have any particularly incredible meaties, which is why I don't say a great meaty, but there is definitely a lot of stuff you can do off that situation, and the ability to empty hop and whatnot is also pretty useful. Alright, they're in.
Oh man, there they go.
And they crashed.
Fail to spectate 11. Huh.
Okay,
I've never seen that before.
Okay, Hawksnorf, please player match.
And they're in.
Alright. So we've got Mikuro Akari. I'm willing to... I don't know much about this match, but I'm willing to bet it's fairly heavily in Mikuro's favor. Just because his jump-ins are so incredibly strong and his air movement options can get around a lot of Akari's gimmicks. Although I'm not sure if I can bait Flash Kick very well, which would certainly be a problem. But either way, Mikuro's damage is way more significant even without meter, as shown there. His throws in particular are really bad, or really nasty. Because in power, they don't scale correctly for whatever reason. As shown there, that is a solid 25% gone from the throw. Not even counting the OTG after. Alright, Clock's just opting to hang back, or Hawk's just hanging back and trying to fish for flash kicks, but Clock's is having none of it.
I don't know, man. I got an issue playing like those heavy like read-based characters like Power Akari or like Power Mori or Power Shigen against real characters like Mikuro. It's like you just get out damaged.
Yeah, that's...
The amount of reads you have to make versus the amount of reads they have to make, it's just not viable.
Especially when you consider the fact that the damage cap often ends up hurting the characters that are built around having more... are built around having more damage, because no longer can you TOD them and get on even ground, because past a certain point, it just doesn't matter, so it just comes down to which character has better set play while still being able to get at least 50%.
You know, like Mikuro's got like 30% off of 4A, and then Power Moria has, you know, like 10%.
Clocks is not letting Hawksnorf breathe here. Fortunately for Hawks, the flash kick uncomboed, and that spelled his demise. Anyways, we should finally have some matches lined up. Why have Sakurako and Ardon still not played?
It says they're in a match.
It says they're in a match. Well, whatever.
They're chugging along.
We should have Clocks versus Arcanox lined up, though, so let's watch that.
Oh yeah. The two bros.
This is why you're supposed to time out opponents who don't show up, because otherwise we have nothing to watch. And the stream's just dead for like half an hour straight. Alright, Chile to Chile. This should be a really good connection.
I think they're in the same house.
Well, if they were in the same house, they wouldn't be able to play.
No?
No, Fightcade doesn't like when you play on the same IP.
Oh, really? Huh.
Alright, good
Two
dive kick from
routers
Arcanox
in
there.
the same house.
Clock's committing really hard to these low deflects. Arcanox not having any of it. Continuing with his jump-ins. Goes for the reset, doesn't get it. Leave himself punchable with the deflect afterwards. And Clocks drops his conversion. Alright, both these characters just kind of bounced about now. These characters have insanely high mobility, but the big thing is that Moria's mobility is still ultimately punishable. It's not easy to punish, but if you have really big, disjointed, and active buttons like Mikuro does, it can be fairly difficult to actually keep yourself safe as opposed to Mikuro, whose basic movement options are just really strong across the board. And also
You
has a
can
command run after
punish.
that.
You can punish command run.
That's true.
It's not easy, but
Yes, match of the real characters.
all right, you got me. Maybe top tier would have been a better turn of phrase, but
I mean, there aren't a lot of characters that are properly unviable in this game. It's just like, yeah, there's definitely a gap between Mikuro and Lee, and even like Amano and Kagami. Alright. Clock's getting the cross up. Doesn't get the full conversion. Get some more cross ups. Oh, the real characters and the imaginary characters. That's a pretty significant gap, actually.
Okina's imaginary.
What do you mean? EX Okina's banned. It's like saying Kiryu's. That's like saying Kiryu's imaginary. Okay, anyways, back to this match. In all seriousness, this is a pretty good set. Both these players leaving themselves at a range where the other can't really convert into anything worthwhile. So they're just bouncing back getting Oki. But Arcanoc's finally getting a clean hit. Gets the OTG after. Tries to cross up, but Clock's rolling out of the corner. I don't think Arcanox can chip out quite yet with a super, but still manages to open up with a low after.
That C teleport's dangerous if they don't push a button.
Yeah, that's pretty much the story of these characters. Push buttons or die. And if you push buttons, still die. I'm not entirely sure how that interaction worked, but okay. Bottom line is, no one exchanged blows. And Arcanox now has both Fandango and Meter on deck. So he could theoretically take this with a clean hit. I don't know if he knows the conversions. Goes for a guard cancel to get Mikuro off them. Good idea. Gets the anti-air. Still not covering roll in. And Clocks with the cross up to take the set.
Brutal. Yeah, I don't know if Moria has the clean way to answer the run aside from grab, like any clean normal. 2C, I guess. 2C just doesn't come out very fast, though.
Alright. Well, up next, we have Lightspeed Lucas versus Sakurako and Muro. Please play your match. Sak is not on Fightcade. Goody.
He's busy with his Star Trek.
There they are. Alright.
Jackpot. Looks like they're in, but who knows if I'll be on the spectate.
Well, I'm getting a black screen on my end.
Hey, yeah, same here. My window finally loaded. I don't. It's taken like 5 minutes to load this dang window, dude.
Okay, I think the intermission slide is no longer relevant.
Yeah, there it is.
Alright, sounds like they're having some connection issues to one another. This is just the tournament of holdups at this point.
Yeah, no kidding.
So,
Was it going to be Hibiki versus Okade?
probably. I'd imagine it's more that would go down more or less the same way Hibiki Kaide does, except the big difference is that instead of uh, Kaide winning favorable trades with Hibiki consistently, Hibiki just has to take a significantly greater risk to contest Okaide in the air just because the loops hurt so much.
Does Okade have something that can cleanly answer 5B in the air? Like, do its air
JC
normal?
should if it's spaced correctly, and it should still trade pretty favorably otherwise, but for the most part, no, it's not a great situation. But again, if Hibiki is off by even a few frames, that's enough for Okade to actually get a proper jump in. And as we all know, getting hit with a jump in from Okade at any height is gonna hurt. That's like the one thing he has going for him. And also his Fireball, which, unlike regular Kaide, Hibiki can't really use her command hop to get over.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okade's got a better fireball than Supercade.
Yeah. And it's honestly his main advantage in neutral, because a lot of characters actually have to start approaching him very differently as a result, but once you get life lead, you can just sit back and block high, and there's not really a ton he can do, because Oki sucks and his lows don't really lead to anything except a knockdown. So Okade is probably going to want to play defensively for the most part in that matchup. But he can still play aggressively if needed, thanks to foray and foray, the fireball frame traps, and his access to some very nasty double overhead shenanigans, which can potentially cross up, which is terrifying, but also somewhat telegraphed, so it's not ambiguous. Alright, they seem to still have problems. Ah, goody.
Yeah. Maybe it's Fightcade, man. Fightcade's wanting to, what it is Fightcade's not expecting to tank 20 people in the LB2 room. Now, I don't speak Portuguese, but Google Translate says I quit off of one of these. But who knows?
Yeah, it could be Google Translate being Google Translate. If they forfeit, they need to forfeit in English.
Yeah.
That's kind of the rule, I guess, the unwritten rule.
You gotta speak English to forfeit. Man, if I was to dang learn a language, I think the most
Alternatively,
mileage I would get.
You could just like start the game and start mashing coin. Just speak
Oh yeah,
English or dump money into the machine. Your choice.
I could get some mileage out of Portuguese, dude.
Okay, I think that has been 10 minutes now. And yes, Lucas has now reported that Sakurako has forfeit. So, moving on, we have Daniel James versus Lightspeed Lucas. Finally.
Watch him not be able to connect, man.
God damn it. How dare you jinx this?
It'll happen too. Watch it.
The sad thing is I know you're right. Fightgate has not been behaving today at all. I feel like we say this every week, but it's not insanity. It's tradition.
I'll tell you what it is. Actually, it's 326 people playing dang King of Fighters 2002.
Oh,
Good grief.
that would probably
They're hogging up our bandwidth, man.
yeah, that's probably what's going on. Okay, well they're in, but we've got a black screen.
That's a start. I think you could argue it's better than no screen.
Let me try. Oh, now I have two windows open. Okay. Um, that's cool. What is... Daniel says he's not in the game. What is going on? What is Fightgate on?
Hey, man, if one's good, two's better.
Okay, well, Amano's back on the case. Alright, they're in. Oh no, it's a blank...
Hey!
It's
Yeah, my
not a
screen's
frozen
working
screen.
out
Never
pretty
mind.
well. Look at that. Yuki versus Cade. And for some reason, I don't have music.
Yeah, if you join late, music doesn't play. I wish there was a
That's
way to
weird.
replicate that consistently, because it'd be really cool to play without music.
Oh, the music's back. Huh.
Yeah. It won't play the music until it has to load a new track.
It's weird.
Anyways, we've got Daniel Games on Yuki and Lightspeed Lucas on Okaide, so it's Battle of the Trash Tiers. However, the big thing is that I think this is probably going to be in Okaide's favor, because Okaide's Fireball is actually able to consistently beat out Yuki's, which takes away the one thing she actually has. So between that and the fact that Okaide's just got a better command grab and better pressure tools as a whole, like, he basically just boils down to a better version of Yuki for all intents and purposes in this matchup. Also, his super doesn't uncombo, which is Partially due to the fact that's a single hit, but it also doesn't scale in damage based on range. But what does on combos is DP, and that's the main advantage Yuki has. Her anti-air is significantly better. Oh, good.
Nice. I got that too.
Yay! Okay. Anyways.
Hey, I got no more
And
music.
no music. I kinda wish I had something to put over this now. But whatever. Lucas with the dash in into a 2 and 4. Gets the air deflect. Gets the DP. Daniel not teching on the ground. I think that would have been punishable. And Lightspeed Lucas throws it with a super so efficiently. The fabric of reality emphasized the hit. Gave him triple hit stop. Are we gonna see an Okade here? Okay.
Nice.
Just wanted to check if you remembered the code. Ah yes, it is 914. Now I can go back to Yuki. Oh, Daniel with a really cheeky unblockable, just a little too early on it.
Oh,
Alright,
nice
Daniel
catch.
actually gained the deflect off the 2 and 4, and closes it with an unblockable.
It's like full screen, dude.
Yeah, Lucas is getting a little too predictable with his jump-ins. Thinks because he's out of range of the DP, he's safe, but... Well... Bad options still are options. That's all I'll say. And to be honest, Yuki's... Actually, the opportunity cost of Yuki's unblockable actually isn't that high because she does such shit damage to begin with.
She
And
kind of
knocks
moves
the opponent
back,
full
too.
screen, so she can start zoning again. That's one of the few things she's actually functional with. Alright, both of them just trying to fish for deflects here. Daniel getting the poke, and that might have crashed. Oh, good, it
Yeah,
did.
meditation.
Yay. And now the window won't close. Oh, goody. Okay, well. I'm going to restart Fightcade now.
Thing is, it only does this during tournaments too. Here, I'm in. I got it going. I'll relay everything back to you, play by play.
Alright, so
Ooh.
I'm assuming that would mean the score is now 1-1.
Yeah, Yuki took it, and okay, it is now on Hibiki. And Yuki's trying to zone out with some fireballs, but closing in, nice. Almost looks like he's trying to set up an STM. He gets thrown. Man, this is exhausting. How do you do it? Hey, we're back. Nice.
I embrace the most dumbass of observations and play it off as intelligence. That's how. Anyways. So Lucas is now on Hibiki. Daniel is on his last shred of life. A super could take this. Gets the knockdown. Definitely fishing for it here. He wants it.
He's got it. He
wants it. Oh, STM.
Watch out.
And Lucas tries to block. And it
Holy
kills.
cow, the damage.
Damn. Alright, Samo Kamo, you are now officially the Bob Ross of commentary.
Oh, that's
It
good.
has been declared.
That works for me.
And Lucas catches Daniel back, up back.
Just STM. Roll forward STM. Not close.
Yeah, Daniel abusing Hibiki's inability to do fireballs, but Luca's just eating a few of them in order to get into desperation. And he can literally just hold back at this point and win. Daniel's got to find a way to close the gap. He has Lightspeed Lucas in the corner. Oh my god, the STM! Well, that'll take it.
That's the match.
That's one way to close it.
Yeah, that was 1-1 right before. Jeez Louise.
Someone clip that. Technical difficulties aside, that was worth it.
It's worth the wait.
Alright, so. From here on out, we are... Wait, no, we still have Clocks 3 versus Daniel games first. That's not Losers Finals. Okay, Clocks 3 and Daniel games, please play your match. Yes. You and Clocks need to play. Alright. So, we've got Speed Kajiro versus Speed Makuro. An interesting choice. Alright, so we've got a story battle here. This is kind of the bad ending, because Makuro wins this matchup with a 4A tied behind his back. I don't really know why Clocks would want to go speed in this matchup, though. Ooh, good bait against the here. Well, he's got the loops.
Nice. Okay. All right.
I don't know what to say on this matchup, but Clocks takes it with a throw. That throw does way more damage than it has any right to, and he'll not have much health in the first place. Well, it's not as egregious in speed, because it actually scales correctly.
Yeah, it does what a normal throw should do in speed.
Still leads to incredible advantage, though.
Yeah, big time.
And I think that would be, like, one of the main things you'd want to be able to utilize, because it's very... Although Kojiro's jabs are good, they're very easy to frame trap, which... Oh my god! Clocks with the dive kick into super. Manages to catch Daniel jumping. But yeah, I'd imagine that, since it's so easy to frame trap Kojiro, you'd want to have a good throw to threaten alongside it to punish her when she eventually does start respecting your pressure. And also, most of the pressure Speed Makuro gives you is obsolete to what power can already do.
Yeah, speed is just purely a style choice. You just want to style
loops are
on
flashing as hell. Way better than 4A, 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 4A. Oh damn, Clock's already taken it. On match point. This is Graveyard though, so any combo could drop at literally any point. This stage sucks. It drops frames at literal random. Because if there are too many leaves on screen, the game slows down. And guess what decides how many leaves are on screen? Alright, and Clocks takes it.
Nice. Yeah, that speed pressure is hard to get out of if you're not familiar with it. And honestly, dude, there's almost no reason to be familiar with speed.
Yeah.
Zombie pressure. Very few people play that character.
Alright, so. Now for real. From here on out, we are in finals, which means all matches are best of 5. Please keep this in mind as we move on to winners finals, which will be between Playball and the Samo Camo. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Hey, no problem. Let's get it going. Hey, we're in.
Alright. We have Zantetsu versus Amano. Alright, round start kunais. Playball fails to punish. Gets the throw after. Big cross up from Samo, leads to damage, and already has a bar of meter handy. Playball's got to be careful about his pressure now, because Samo could guard cancel into OTG at any point. Gets the cross up. Puts Playball in desperation, but probably won't leave himself open. Alright. Gets opened up by some pretty basic pressure there. Alright, dive kick. Still no punish from Playball. Doesn't seem to be familiar with how to deal with Zantetsu's air specials. Alright, gets the charge. Alright, opens him up with 2C, gets the stun, this could hurt. And there it is. Samo Camo takes game 1. Alright. Gets the cross up. Gets the stun and kills off of it. I'm sorry. Should probably focus on the match a little bit more. Zantetsu Amano. Both these characters have really good damage output off of pretty deceptively long-reaching pokes. The difference, though, is that Zantetsus are all safe on block, as opposed to Amano, who can still get punished. And also, Amano still has to work for his meter, whereas As demonstrated here, Zantetsu gets it all the damn time. So usually they'll both be fishing for the same general objective of just poking out the opponent and trying to convert said pokes into pressure on block, and then eventually fishing for a counter poke to convert into good damage, but Zantetsu is just generally better at doing that. But Amano doesn't really have any other options because Zantetsu 2C makes all of his stuff unsafe, even in speed. But Playball counterpicking Hibiki now. In speed, not entirely sure about the decision, but it's probably more to do with the fact that even training with Zantetsu is usually a death sentence. So just having the extra pressure is probably a lot better because Zan can very easily punch a lot of stuff. Samo failing to block the overhead. Otherwise dealing with this pressure fairly well. But gets crossed up, that could hurt. Playball saving the meter for next round. Might not live to see it though. If you can kill, you should kill, especially against a character like Zantetsu, because it does not take much for him to make a comeback. And Playball whiffs a throw, allowing Samo to take the round. He is now on match point. Alright, Playball gets the Fandango confirmed. Gets the jump in. Ooh, a good air deflect from Samo Camo. This could kill. Drops it. Tries to go for a tech chase, but just a little too far away. No, Zan's kunais do not hit airborne opponents. The hitbox is only on the ground. And Playball barely coming back from that with a dash 5, with a run-up 5 BC, but... So he's not out of this yet. Samo's trying to make sure he is, though. Gets the conversion. And an anti-air will take it. Samo moves on to Grand Finals. Playball has to try and crawl back up through losers. Alright. Up next, we have Playball versus Clause 3. Or Clocks, rather. Alright. Yes, this is a best of 5 match. Alright, we've got Speed Amano versus Speed Makuro. Oh, the names are backwards.
I'll be right back.
Unfortunately, that does mean we're going to Flames. Believe me, I know this stage has mad slowdown, but literally every time I've tried to run a tourney on AES, people have desync left and right from just not switching BIOS. Alright. Anyways, Clocks with a really good charge there. There's you get the conversion. Playball with the, or Clocks with the loops. Gets the meaty. And Playball baiting the deflect. Not quite converting off of it. But gets the kill after regardless. Gets the air deflect. Converts into Fandango. Does he get it? He does. Alright, that mistake cost Clocks 60%, but... Oh, Clocks drops his combo.
And I made it back.
Hello. Alright, Playball gets the throw, doesn't get the follow-up. But manages to close it with a 4A.
Is that 1-0?
Yep.
Yeah, switch to power. Yeah, of course.
Alright, gets the jump in. J6C, and Playball gets the deflect off the reset. Playball throwing out these JCs, but Clocks is actually respecting them and spacing around it very effectively, and getting a lot of trip cards as a result, but not really converting any of them into damage, which is definitely a problem, and it could cost him the round. JC, ooh!
Oh, that's rough. He got stopped by the dash.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Amano JC is one of the single most disjointed air-to-airs in the game, which is why he's throwing it out so much. Doesn't look like it because it's just his leg, but it is. Should probably just get a transparent version of that hitbox to throw on screen from time to time. Anyways, Playball getting the deflect to Fandango. Gets the full conversion. Fox on his last leg, but... Ooh, drops the STR conversion. Playball's still got a chance. And a 2B closes it.
Claw's kind of going for some unconventional Markuro stuff. After his 4As, he's dashing all the way through to the other side, which it isn't safe, but it's throwing him off, it looks like. You normally don't see people do that.
Yeah.
They just stop their 4As and go for like a 9B or something.
I can respect it, though.
Yeah, man, like the 4A cross-up and then the 5C. That's pretty brutal.
Alright, gets the 6C, drops the 2B after, but gets a dive kick. Clocks is now setting this back to 1-1. Alright, round start JC. Clocks punishing accordingly. One thing Clocks has definitely been doing very well is his trip guards have been incredibly consistent. Even in the face of such difficult to contest normals as, like, Amano JC. Alright, Playball gets the anti-air. Clocks going for an SDM confirm, but drops it. Protect chases, ducks under the grab, and gets a dive kick and a super conversion. Clocks isn't playing around anymore. Alright, gets the juggle. Everything to say on this matchup, Samo?
Speed amount is kind of weird. I'm still not completely familiar with them. But, oh wow, missed the OTG.
That's gonna cost him.
Zombie, oh,
Ooh,
that's
there
it.
it is.
See if he does the
Doesn't
OTG.
quite kill,
Yeah.
but, yep. It's the follow-up.
Zombies just kind of rough in general. If you can deflect the 9B on reaction, I think that's as good as you're going to get. It's not easy, but that kind of puts a stop to most of his air pressure at least. And then also being able to grab on reaction to the dashes. Or it looks like Playball's trying to 2C him, which is also good.
Gonna switch off to Lee here. Just trying to beat out clocks in air-to-air interactions. It seems to be paying off. Gets the dodge.
That's
And
brutal.
SDM confirm is gonna put Playball in a pretty tricky spot. But any chip could take this. And a dive kick will
Nice.
close it. For a second I thought that uncomboed and didn't kill somehow. Alright, blocks with a good punish. Gets the reset. Gets another few resets. Not really converting anything to real damage, but Playball failing to block. Playball left himself unsafe. Clock's punching with SDM, and it kills! Alright, Playball gets the throw. Uses up punchable. Clocks, potentially with DM confirmed, but goes for the anti-air instead. Cross up throw.
Yeah, that might be it. No.
Not quite. That was safe. Alright, well, Clocks closes it with an instant overhead JB. Moving on to Grand Finals.
Close.
Alright.
May take us a minute here. Oh, I got my box. That's a good start. And I got the game. Nice.
Alright. We've got Power Zan against Power Kagami. Samuel Camo is in winner, so he only has to win one set, while Clocks has to win two. Due to double elimination format. Alright, Clocks throwing on some really good air-to-airs here. Gets the dive kick, doesn't get the DP afterwards. Sam with a good jump in, doesn't convert. Gets the cross up, and that kills! Samuel takes round one. That's just drama frames. Oh well. Anyways, Clocks with a raw SDM manages to catch Samuel pushing a button or something. Gets the instant overhead, gets the instant overhead dive kick after. Zan 2C is an incredible tool to get out of pressure, but against Kagami it's not the best idea in the world, because Kagami gets a ton of damage if he catches you in the air. And he's often got enough advantage if you don't fuzzy guard that he can pretty safely jump, and then it's just a matter of whether he goes for a dive kick or a JB. Alright, Clock's going for a pretty risky super there, doesn't pay off. So I'm making full use of the invisibility. But Clocks with the DP, gets the super after, and it kills! Clocks takes game 1. Alright. One of the big things about this matchup is some of Zantetsu's mixes just kind of stop working because Kagami 2C can safely cover a fair number of them while leading to damage. Thanks to the fact that it's both 2 frames and sticks out so far. A lot of Zantetsu's cross-up nonsense just kind of stops working if you're not afraid to push the button. There are ways to bait it, but it is something Zantetsu has to keep in mind, which not a lot of characters can do. Alright, gets the dive kick into super. Not sure why Clock is still jumping, but fishing for these JBs. Samo lets him get a dive kick off. And a very intelligent dive kick from Clocks there prevents Samo's trip guard from actually leading to anything. Ooh, and trades with the super. Alright, gets the air deflect, gets the conversion after. Both trade some lows, Samo finally gets one. Converts to full damage. And an instant overhead JB will close it. I think that only killed because Samo pushed a button. I think it got counter hit bonus. Alright, Samo with the anti-air slash. Gets another one. Drop the kunais, but Clocks is stunned! And it kills! Yeah, Zan is very difficult if you're trying to play him optimally. That was weird. I don't know what Samo did. He was invisible, but he somehow managed to get out of Clocks' pressure. Probably just ducked under an instant override that was thrown out too late. Alright, both of them trying to poke each other out. Clocks lacks life lead, but can still threaten dive kicks, which will hurt, and leave himself punishable. Samo takes it. Score's now 1-2. Alright, gets the dive kick follow up, and Samo not getting a full combo. 50% gone. And Samo's meter on deck, so Clocks has to be careful about committing to pressure that can be guard cancelled. And Samo gets another full 2C conversion. Finally getting that link down, and it's really paying off this tournament. Some very good air-to-airs from Samo. Starting to do a good job of contesting the fact that Clocks is always jumping, but still gets baited by the dive kick against his 2C. And a stun! This could kill! There it is! Samo takes game 2. Clocks kind of picking Setsuna. It's a very interesting decision. I don't know what to say. It's kind of an obscure matchup. I'd imagine Setsuna's gonna be playing pretty defensively because his jabs are really slow, which is not... That's not a good thing against Zantetsu. But his disjoints are fucking massive, and it's one of the closest things to weakness Zantetsu has, that a lot of his normals are incredibly low priority. Alright, Clock's armored and thrown out JBs, but Samo getting the deflect. I was expecting Makuro too, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, Samo getting the air-to-air air throw, and closing it with a Barakun. Samo's on tournament point here. Access watch himself. Ooh, Samo with the deflect! JB is a god tier normal, but it can absolutely be deflected if you're throwing it out this freely. I guess super confirm. Has armor in play and manages to go through a 2C. Fox is back in this. This round determines whether or not the bracket resets. Samo getting the dive kick. What's for breakfast? Nothing. But Clock still gets hit with an air-to-air after. Fails to punch the dive kick, leave himself punchable. Samo failing to punch that. It's a scramble. Samo gets a clean hit, gets the full conversion, and that's that. Alright, that was a good showing.
It's good stuff.
Alright. Maybe next week we can give AS another shot. But for now, good games, everyone. Sorry for all the delays this week, but
Yeah. Not much we can do about that, but
well, if people don't play their matches, they don't play their matches.
yeah. Well, thanks for coming.
Yep.
All the dudes.
Alright, well. Have a good night, everyone. Hope to see you next week.
See you around.
Bye.